Hi everybody, I'm Corey. I'm the Dungeon Master for Opportunity Roll. I just want to say thanks for coming and listening to this next episode. Be sure to like and subscribe on whatever you're on, iTunes, Podbean, or Google Play. The more that you do and the more subscribers we get, the more we get seen on other people's platforms. So, without much ado, enjoy the next episode. Hi everybody, I'm Corey, I'm the Dungeon Master. Welcome to episode 39. I'm here with Group 1. Say hi everybody.
Hey!
Let's go ahead and introduce everybody. Let's go down the line this time. Let's start with Winter.
Hi, my name's Winter, and I play Charity, the Tiefling Cleric.
Gunny.
Hi, I'm Gunny, and I play Tensel Loshrit, the Elven Barbarian.
Neko.
Hey, I'm Neko. I play Winters, the Human War Cleric.
Red.
Hi, I'm Red and/or Maggie. I play Maggie, the whimsical bard. Yeah.
You sound so enthusiastical.
Woo!
Enthusiastical.
Yeah, it's my word. I made it up. Back off.
It's enthusiastic.
I call it enthusiastical, so you know what? Enthusiastical is me. That's like 2 + 2 = fish. Back off. It's mine.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
So, about me being in a sewer.
Yes. So rolling back, you guys had come into Nottingham, and a storm was rolling in, something pretty bad. And as it kind of went on, it got worse. And eventually you guys learned that the storm got so bad, it was potentially enough that it might wash out the roads. From all the debris and stuff coming from the mountains in between the mountains and the Bruma Lake, it might be a while before it was cleared out. And so the group kind of went their own ways, some looking for ways to get around this, some looking for work in hopes of just being able to wait out the storm. Tensel and Winters said goodbye to their donkey, Jericho. And so Tensel and Charity were the ones who kind of ran into that. Because I know Charity had some information, but it was very small, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys returned back to the inn, and you discussed your plans. And then you made your way outside of town with just a small group and spoke to him. He seemed very interesting, to say the least. Some might say a little eccentric. But with the information that you gathered and the time that it would normally take you to walk there on foot, he could teleport you guys in that amount of time as the cost per magic. And so the group came back and discussed it as a whole and decided it was the best way to go. Upon stepping into the circle, you guys each thought about the place you were meant to go. You gave up a spell slot that you guys had and pulled the lever. From there, you guys went through this weird plane, almost, kind of like a removal from most planes, I should say. And each of you woke up in different places, some of which know where you are, others you have no clue where they are. And then there are some that unfortunately didn't make it. You guys are going to be waking up in Krokka. And I think the best place to start is really somebody giving me a 1d100 to see what their luck is going to be today.
I do it. I haven't done it.
So let's take a look at this.
81.
That's an 81. All right. So, with an 81, let's see. We're going to start with Winters, who is going to wake up in a horse trough just out front of the inn. It's going to be filled with a little bit of mucky water, a place for some of the animals to drink and kind of relax after a long travel. With Krokka being right next to the desert, it's really necessary for them to have water laid out for the animals. And it's free. especially because you're right by Brim Lake. They can, kind of get that clear, non-salt water in and pretty much be able to get plenty of water for everyone. And so that's where we'll start.
Winters just kind of gets his face out of the mud or the dirt or the water that's in the stables and kind of dusts himself off and kind of looks around and kind of just yells out, "Tensel! Maggie! Charity!" And then just kind of keep walking around and looking around.
So as you come out of the trough, you're going to get strange looks. The roads are going to be pretty packed. You're going to see people of all different kinds. Every now and then you'll see a speckling of maybe a furbog, maybe a dragonborn, but you're definitely going to see the three main races. You're going to see plenty of dwarves, plenty of humans, a handful of elves. But as you're walking through town a little soaked, you might get some odd looks. However, I will say that immediately, you're not going to get any kind of answer from them. Gunny, I know where you're at. You're probably not going to hear him. However, I will say that Charity, with where you're located, you might potentially hear from him. So if I could have you roll me a quick perception check.
Alrighty. That's a 21.
With a 21, you're definitely going to hear this over, because it's going to be over the crowd. He's definitely trying to be heard. It's a little bit off to... So, Krokka is set up of a high, mid, and low section between the amount of currency you earn per... It's sad, but yeah, it's kind of a separation between the social class system. You're in the lower section, so the buildings that you were around are a little bit downtrodden. The wood needs tending to, things need refinished, windows need to be repaired, they have cracks in them, or maybe the doors aren't set properly. But you're hearing this call since you've been in Krokka from, the commons. So you're going to come from the lower end district to the mid. Give me a quick check for investigation, because you're following this now. And I'm sure, Winters, you wouldn't stop until you probably found somebody, would you?
Yeah, he would just keep going.
Yeah. When Charity hears the sound of his voice, she's gonna turn her head and stop following, and yell back at him and just yell, "Winters!" And that's a 13, by the way.
Okay, so a 13 for investigation. With a perception of 21 from earlier, the one thing that you're going to notice before you move is that there are scorch marks on the ground around where you're standing in a perfect circle. You're not sure if that was there for a particular reason or if it might have been accounted to the magic. But as you leave that circle, you're going to start feeling that odd sensation from the magic that you went through. Because, of course, it gave you that really weird feeling in your gut that standing still was not good. Eventually, you will make your way through the main street and take a right, and you'll follow that street as if you were going towards the main gates of Krokka. Eventually, you will, through the crowd, run into the near area of Winters himself. Not necessarily running into him, but eventually finding him.
She's gonna sigh in relief and head over to him and be like, "Thank God, at least there's someone. Do you have any idea where the others are?"
No clue. How are you? Are you all right?
I'm fine. It was interesting.
Where did you end up?
The lower part of town. Somewhere nice and easy, at least.
Yeah, me not so much.
I can see you're dripping wet. And then she'll use Thaumaturge to try to use a gust of wind to dry him off. Knowing that it'll fail, but at least trying.
All right.
Thank you for the try. But I don't think those people behind me are pretty happy.
We should find Maggie. She can fix it.
We should go, yeah. Which direction should we start?
It's a good question. Oh boy. Perhaps let's try heading to the inn. See if anyone's seen them.
All right. So we'll just head to the inn.
Okay. So we're going to split from you guys. And we're going to go to Tensel, who has found himself in a very particular room. One in which that I don't believe looks familiar. I don't believe Tensel's ever really stopped at Krokka for long. If anything, definitely not this inn, if it is an inn. And so you're going to find yourself, it's a rather comfy room. There is a particular bed made out of hay, maybe a feather pillow if you're lucky. There is going to be a small bath to the corner, a fireplace, a small chest, a bookshelf, and 2 beds.
I hope this isn't lived in. And Tensel's going to frantically start looking around for any signs of occupation within the room.
There doesn't seem to be any personal items. I mean, one might look at the books and think that that might be a particular personal item. But as you kind of read over them, they're volumes of manuscriptures, textures, just stuff that it's like a textbook, really, versus anything that might be, personally owned.
After seeing that not much is showing any signs of anyone being there, he's going to immediately try to poke his head out the doorway to see if anybody's paying attention to the area, and try to sneak his way out without being noticed, because he feels like he's infringing on someone's home.
Do me a favor and roll me perception.
All right.
That is a 5. With a perception of 5, you feel comfortable that there isn't anybody around. However, unlike most inns, when you peek your head outside of the door, you would think there would normally be a corridor, as the second level of the building would normally be where everybody would sleep. So there should be 4 or 5 doors down a corridor. You are met with the sight of a stairwell, a stone stairwell, which matches the stone of the wall that you are kind of currently in. It is going straight down in a spiral rather than any kind of hallway.
Oh, this is not good. And he's going to look down the other direction of the corridor, just to try to get a better gauge and see if there's a window that would show the outside world.
Give me a quick investigation. Okay, that's an 8. And are you doing this in the hallway, or are you kind of backtracking to the room real quick?
He's doing it in the hallway, but poor Tensel is so nervous and just distraught.
There is kind of a sliver in the stone. It's not really much to get any view out of. But when you kind of take a look through it, all you're going to see is mostly an open sky and clouds out of what little sliver that you can. You can't really make out any buildings. You can't really hear any sounds of town. There's, it seems like it's a little bit removed.
Oh, I hope I'm not in someone's castle. And he's just going to start trying to rush down the stairwell at this point. Trying to stay a little bit quiet and light on his feet. Trying to make sure his swords ain't jingling around, making extra noise. But at this point, you could definitely tell he's getting really frantic and
Okay.
very nervous about the whole
Tell me
situation.
this. What kind of armor are you wearing?
Mhm.
Oh, you have unarmored defense.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't have any armor.
Okay, perfect. So give me a stealth roll then. That's a 17. So in your hurry, you're going to make your way down these stairs quite swiftly. Not a clink, not a chink. You don't really have any armors. You don't have anything that's really going to kind of bang together, because both of your swords, I assume, are each side.
Yeah.
So unlike standing 1 inch below each other or above each other, they're not constantly clinking. Once you meet the bottom of the stairs, there will be a wooden door. It's nothing fancy, simple wood and iron fittings.
Before attempting to open it, he's going to put his ear to it to try to figure out if there's anybody outside of the door or anything going on past it.
Okay. Give me a quick perception check. That's 14. There's going to be a soothing sound, almost a hymn of sorts, being sung behind the door.
Is this a church? He's going to kind of like nervously say to himself, not even realizing he's speaking out loud, before he's going to try the doorknob and see if he can just like crack the door open to peek through.
Okay. Give me a quick stealth. Because you can crack the door open, but a 19 stealth, which will show us that when you crack it open, nobody's going to notice. And as you look out, there's going to be 17 to 18 pews, kind of divvied out between two sides. There will be full congregation of people in robes, as the large clergyman stands in front of everyone, in front of a large statue of what you can only guess is some sort of god, female god of sorts, wearing a tapestry and holding a very interesting symbol, one that looks kind of familiar. They will be singing praises, as it looks like they are having some sort of usual evening ceremony.
Tensel will look around the room what he can to see if there's a way he can try to get by without getting noticed, or without drawing a lot of attention to himself.
Okay. Give me a quick investigation as you scan the room.
That is a
natural
fail.
one. There is no way from your particular investigation that you can't do anything other than walk through the center of this ceremony.
He's gonna back away from the doorway, taking a few deep breaths. Oh god. Okay. Okay. I have to get out of here though. And with this little bit of bravery that he seems to have, he's just gonna open the doorway and start walking, like not even looking at anyone, just start walking out and trying to leave.
Do me a favor. Roll me a 1d100.
Oof.
That is a 58. Oh, yes, that is a 58. Okay.
Oof.
So as you walk through these doors, you are going to, kind of give your normal walk. I assume with as awkward as Tensel feels, he might give like, a little wave here, a little wave there, trying not to feel awkward. But the hymn is going to stop. And the clergyman behind you is going to speak up. Hail, young one, who enters the vows in which we sing.
Tensel is gonna just freeze in place and look amongst the crowd without looking back.
Do not be shy, young one. Please turn and meet your savior.
Bum, bum, bum.
He's gonna turn around and look up to the clergyman. I do have one question.
Shh. It's okay. All questions will be answered by the grace of the sea foam. Please, come to me, my child.
Tensel is really, really nervous about this situation, and he's going to start looking around for an exit.
Please, everyone, give our friend a warming welcome cheer for him to come and grace our presence on the stage. And you're going to hear everyone start to clap and kind of give a warming, like, yes.
Tensel is going to bolt for the nearest door. He can't take this much attention. He's got to run.
You will find that the doors will be locked for the ceremony.
He's just going to turn back and, like, slink to the bottom of the door.
The clergyman, surprisingly, as old as he is, he's going to follow you to the door. He's not going to run after you. He's going to give a slight jog, and in his hand will be holding a bottle of some sort of mixture. Please, my boy, be not worried, for we are all friends here, and no danger shall come to you upon this. You see, you, amongst our murmuring and our hums, our hymns and singing, you are the answer. And he's going to kind of put his arm around your shoulder ever so gently. You see, we were deciding amongst who would represent the Church of Aphrodite this year and the current challenge for the tourney. Of course, it's normally a guild option. However, we need a representative among the judges. And you seem to be an adventuring young lad, he says, kind of lightly tapping one of your swords. Have you prayed to our Aphrodite before?
No. I don't even know where I am. You can tell his voice is starting to crack a little bit, and he's just looking up so nervously and frustrated at this point, and it's just breaking him up inside.
He's going to lightly tap your shoulder. Do not worry. Do not worry. That just means you were sent to us for a reason. You see, here we worship Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and all things in between. She is the all-knowing of kind gestures and sweet nothings to people. She makes you feel welcomed and at home among the people and among your friends. And my friend, you have no enemies here. We are all brothers and sisters under the eyes of Aphrodite. Come with me, let us walk, and we shall talk. And he'll start kind of walking up towards the front again.
Tensel is going to find, he's gonna follow him up most of the way, but he's gonna find a pew with an empty seat and just sit down.
Okay. The clergyman will smile, and he will come next to your seat, and he will kneel. My boy, this is a very great honor in which we wish to bestow you. We wish to give you the grace of Aphrodite, a certain thing that we collect only once a year, and is what we give to our representative amongst the games. It will bring enlightenment to you. It will help you find the right answers and guide you in what is good and just in the world. And he will pull out a ring. We wish nothing for you to drink, nothing for you to consume or anything, no oath needed, just a request. In 2 days' time, a tourney will happen, and we will need a representative. Now, I know you do not normally worship our God, but you were sent to us from a higher power, as been seen, walking straight through the ceremony at our time of need. Young boy, I request that you wear this ring and show up for only an hour of your time for the tourney and represent us. In which case, we would happily be able to give you the reward of the judges for this year. 250 gold pieces.
Tensel's gonna kind of shrink even more, realizing the amount of responsibility he has on his shoulders already. And what if I'm not around in 2 days' time?
Then, unfortunately, we would ask you to return the ring, and a new person would be appointed. However, with the way things have worked, we have a feeling, all of us, and he'll look around as you start seeing people nod and just agreeing with him. Yes, yes, yes. We have a feeling that you are quite a special person, and so we wish to ask this of you. For Aphrodite has chosen you herself.
Should I make it should it be made into a role to recall that Aphrodite is actually connected to charity, and in Tensel's state, would he be able to actually put that together?
I would say with as much as she speaks about her, it's an easy connection.
Okay. Then this might not be so nice. Oof. From what I remember, Aphrodite isn't all that nice. She cut off my friend's horn.
Did she give anything in return?
I don't know what it was, but it seemed like it was useful, but it wasn't nice.
Well, Aphrodite does work in mysterious ways, though she has yet to bring any harm to any of our followers. I assume your friend was not bleeding or in harm after losing her horn?
She didn't feel too good about it.
But was she injured in any way?
I would consider losing part of yourself injured.
Did she find clarity through this action? A path, a true path in which she must follow?
No, Pembroke followed the path.
But she was given one.
Yes. And he's gonna kind of shrink
He'll
again.
He'll actually stand up. And you see, my friends, he has been touched through Aphrodite's actions. He was brought to us for a reason, and Aphrodite always graces us with a way, though it may be strange at times, and sometimes we may question her actions. We must know that what she guides us to is for the right of us and our people. And he'll kneel again. Then, if you are not sent to us to be the follower, you were sent to us to deliver this package to your person who was spoken to Aphrodite.
Okay. And he's just gonna kind of sit there not knowing what to do at this point.
He will hand over the ring. Now, young man, you are free to leave. We will continue singing our hymns and worshipping our goddess. Feel free to stop by. A room and food and board is welcome for you and your friend at any time. Thank you for sending our message to the Chosen.
He will just nod and then stand up to leave again.
As you leave, this time you will find that two of the clergymen will have unlocked the door as you are walking to it. And as you exit, you find yourself probably, I'd say barely a block away from the local inn, or an established inn that you can see the sign of.
Tensel is just going to immediately look for like the closest alleyway or place away from everyone. And he's going to run and hide for a minute. He's just going to try to find a place where he can calm down.
Okay. There, with as packed as the town is, alleyways are very, I'd say, tiny. At most, you might be able to get a small crate or something in. So if you're looking for something to really hide in, you might have to slide in sideways. Unless you go directly to like a couple streets down, you might see the inn, which the sign itself will read the Giant's Toe Inn.
He will keep going down the road until he saw the Giant's Toe Inn, and he will look to it and then just stand there, utterly confused, utterly baffled at what is going on. And at this point, he's just locked inside his own mind.
All right. Everybody, let's see. I need Winters. Winters and Charity. My apologies. I need you both to roll a perception for me.
Okay.
12.
And 13.
13.
You guys will hear the ringing of the bell. This bell, particularly for Charity, will be recognizable right away. This is the bell of your church. It has a very particular chime, something different than most. It's not just your simple ding, ding. It seems to have a rhythm. As it goes off, you will find your view kind of moves through the streets up to the bell tower. And along that way, your eyes are going to come across Tensel, who is just kind of standing frozen in the street at this point.
If he heard the bell, he would flinch with every ring of it.
For a moment, Charity will just smile listening to the bell, and then when she notices Tensel kind of frozen and flinching at the sound of the bell, she'll half jog over there towards him.
He'll run towards Tensel and kind of like pick him up and give him a hug. Like he kind of is just like, "Ugh, I'm so glad I found you."
Tensel is only half there. He will react to you approaching in a sense that you could see him see you, but there's like nothing in his eyes at all.
Charity will notice that and put her hand on his back and rub it gently, like trying to coax him into being a little bit more present. Are you okay? What happened?
Your followers are quite pushy.
So you went into the Church of Aphrodite, I take it?
Yeah.
Did they do anything to you?
They said I'm a chosen one, whatever that means.
Should I go, a chosen one? When did you go into the church? Did you go in the middle of one of the ceremonies, or?
Yeah, they were having a ceremony and I just wanted to get out.
Did the old man in the robe ask you to come on stage and give you some kind of token, say a ring or a pendant?
At this point, he will hand the ring to Charity.
She'll have a look at it and then just chuckle a bit. It appears that you have been asked to take the position of the church's judge for the tournament.
Shouldn't that be to the old guy?
Not necessarily. Every year that the tournament goes on, they hold a ceremony and they pray for guidance, and a member of the church usually is chosen. It surprises me that you were chosen, however.
And what happens if he doesn't show up?
Not showing up would be a bad thing. However, if we go back, politely explain, and return the ring, no harm will be done. Of course, no harm will be done if he doesn't show up either. It will just be a great embarrassment, and I would very greatly appreciate that we politely decline first rather than just not showing up. Well, would you guys like to go and search for Maggie, dear, and Edmund, and I will take the ring back?
That's a lot better for me.
Probably for the best. I don't think divine intervention was really what happened here. We kind of just got teleported in various situations.
Exactly. And I will explain that, and they will understand. I will meet you guys back at one of the inns. If you guys choose, I will find you. There aren't that many in Krokka.
Do you wish for us to go find Maggie, or do you want us to wait for you?
No, it'd be better if you find Maggie and Edmund now, rather than waiting, because the longer we wait, the less time we have to find, any evidence or anything to be able to convince anyone to leave the town.
All right. Let's go, Tensel.
Oh, okay. At this point, Tensel's finally starting to calm down a little bit, but you can still tell that he's a little on edge.
Well, let's hold that thought, shall we? As you guys kind of get ready to depart and split, the sky that was rather, I wouldn't say bright, but not overcasted earlier, finds itself in a midst of becoming overcasted. Clouds roll in as you see a spark of lightning travel through them. And eventually, you're going to hear a crack. And as you hear a crack, a small downpour of rain is going to start pattering on your heads. At first, it's going to be small, and then it's going to pick up.
Traddy will smile a little bit and look up at the sky and be like, I don't think that Aphrodite is pleased. I will go to the church and perhaps offer that I take your place, and then turn and leave.
Thank you.
So, let's split away from you guys. Because down in this darkened stone corridor, we find Maggie. Maggie is going to come through a very darkened area, but it's not too dark. Every now and then you might see a couple of grates that have iron bars that shed in a little bit of light. Not a lot. We're talking dim light at most. And this corridor that you're looking at is moist. It's all wet. I wouldn't say that it necessarily has a great smell, but it's not horrid. You're not going to get the stench of anything rotting or anything like that, but you might get this strange odor as you look to the right of you, and down the path there is this, best to put it, a stream of water that is flowing along with this walkway. And the walkway itself is probably about 10, 15 feet, made of stone and mortar. And it continues down a path. You find yourself at a dead end of some sorts. As water is kind of coming through these grates and landing, it's washing itself into the actual flow itself.
So it doesn't smell like fecal matter at all?
I wouldn't say that. Like I said, it's flowing, so there's nothing like sticking there and making it smell, but you're getting the smell of basically passing disgustingness. So as to where it doesn't smell pretty, like roses, it doesn't smell horrible, like anything's been sitting there and just going bad.
Maggie's, did she land in the water? Is she covered in it?
No, she's on the walkway. She's actually standing on the walkway.
Okay, cool. Okay, so first off, she's gonna first she's gonna notice the smell and she's gonna cover her nose and be like, oh god. And then she's gonna look around and then she's gonna be like, Charity, Winters, Tensel, Nia. And she's gonna like have her hand over her mouth and nose and she's gonna be like, oh, I thought of the pastry shop. Why am I here? Okay, Maggie, calm down. Think of a way to get out of here. She's gonna start looking of a way to get out because she wants to get out as soon as possible.
All right. Give me a perception check.
That is a 10.
With a 10, there are no doors, no windows, and it doesn't look like any of the grates that are letting any kind of light in are able to be moved and opened. So at this current moment, unless you continue down the path, there is no way out.
Maggie's gonna look really nervous as she just follows the path. I guess that's the only way she can go.
All right.
She's not happy about it though. She's like,
Give me a quick 1d100. That is a 33. As you can travel down the path, the place is going to get a little bit more foul, but not in the way you would expect. It is a sewer from what you can see, but rather than a smell of like feces or any kind of urine, you're going to be met with the smell of what seems to be, at best, rotting
my God.
flesh.
yeah, no, Maggie would throw up at that point.
All right. And after she did that, what would she like to do?
She's gonna try to figure out what the hell is going on. Like, she's gonna investigate. She's gonna be like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is there a dead body smell in a sewer?
Okay. Now, I will say this. At the current moment, you're only able to see about 15 feet in front of you. And with that, there's not really... best way to put it, there's not really anything in your line of sight that is helpful. If you continue down the way, you will eventually... Do me a real quick perception check. I want to see if you're going to catch it.
Welp!
You do not. With a natural 1, which ends up being a 3.
Can I do my lucky roll,
You can if you like.
please? I don't want... Oh, okay, no, actually, you know what? Go with it. Never mind. Go ahead. I want to see what happens. Go on.
Your foot is going to sink in this black gunk.
No.
It's a large, weird, gelatinous nastiness. It doesn't seem to have a form. It doesn't seem to be acidic in any way. So there's no pain from it, and you can remove your foot from this sludge. But it is by far some of the worst smelling things you have ever smelled in your life. And you're going to find that not just this one sludge piece is here. As you look around, there are maybe some smaller patches or some really larger patches, probably about the size of, say, like a watermelon.
First of all, when she steps in it, do you guys know Spirited Away from Studio Ghibli?
Yes.
Do you remember when she stepped on the soot sprite and her whole body shivered? Yeah, that's what she does. She's gonna quickly take her foot out, and she's gonna be like, "I hate this. I want to leave." And then she's gonna like try to keep moving. She's not having a good time.
Okay. As you continue down the corridor a little bit longer, more of these patches are going to become frequent. Eventually, there is going to be a light off in the distance. And there's going to be a humanoid figure there. As you as you see this, you kind of have your option of what you want to do. But there is going to be, just before you decide, an odd movement in the water to the right of you.
She's gonna quickly jump back and slam herself against the wall and get her rapier ready.
Okay. Through what little bit that you can see through the dim light, there is going to be a sizable shadow that moves through the water up the stream. You could probably size this, I'd say, generally about the size of a bull that passes through the water.
Yeah, no, Maggie's running.
Okay.
She's bolting. She doesn't know where, but she's bolting. She just wants to get away from this thing.
Roll me a dexterity save then.
Maggie, what are these rolls tonight? I'm rolling lucky. Nuh-uh.
That is a 6. So let's roll a lucky and see what we get.
I rolled it with advantage. Do I just roll it again? That's right. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I haven't used it in a while, so. That is so much better.
That is a 22. So you're going to narrowly avoid running into this humanoid female. She is going to be particularly different, and how best to put it? She doesn't look like she belongs here. Let's put it that way. But then again, does anybody look like they belong down here? Her hair will be pulled back up into kind of like a ponytail. Her eyes almost an oceanic blue. Her lips a light pink. Her skin kind of fair as she wears really an elegant dress, but it doesn't look too bad. So she's definitely not noble in any sense of the mean, but she will be carrying a torch. She will be kneeling down looking at this sludge on the ground.
Maggie's not going to trust her right now because everything down here looks like it's trying to eat her. So she's just gonna like nervously put her rapier in front of her and she's gonna be like, Who are you?
Oh, I didn't know there was anybody down here. I am Flora. I am investigating.
Clearly. How?
What brings you down to this hubble of dirt and trash?
I was teleported here and I want to be... I want to go. How do you get out of here? Please, can you help me get out of here? I don't want to be here anymore.
I'm kind of here to find something, actually, or at least some sort of information. I can tell you where to find the exit, but I need to collect a sample.
Maggie's gonna slowly blink and she's gonna step back a little bit more. What kind of sample? What?
She's gonna look down to the sludge. This isn't this isn't waste. I don't know what it is, but it's not good.
Clearly.
I'm here with some friends, and we're investigating something dangerous. So I'm just kind of collecting a little bit and seeing where it goes.
Maggie's gonna lift her leg up and show the stuff that's on her boot and be like, "You could take the sample from my boot."
She's gonna pull a vial. I'm afraid that if it comes from your boot, there might also be some sort of mud or dirt. So I'm gonna have to take it from a pile here, in hopes that it doesn't become diluted.
Maggie's gonna slowly nod. She thinks this woman's insane, but she's playing along because she feels like this is the only way out.
So she'll take this vial and she'll kneel down, being very careful not to get herself dirty. and she'll put the black, almost nasty mucus into a vial. And eventually she'll stand back up and she'll cork it, and she'll put it in a pocket. As she does, I would like you to roll me a quick perception.
Okay. What is my roll
Okay, so that is a 7.
tonight?
With a 7, you are not going to notice, but I am going to need you to roll me another dexterity saving throw.
What? Okay. I'm just going to accept this as my fate tonight. I got an 8.
All right. So, something is going to kind of jolt itself from the water. It's this slimy, nasty glop, almost. And if you didn't know it any better, really, and you really couldn't determine what it is, it's not an ooze. It's not some sort of cube or slime. It has no solid physical description, but it bears these gnarly, thin, needle-like teeth of many rows out the front of it. And it swirls with some nasty, disgusting stuff. The smell is absolutely putrid. It's going to make some nasty gurgling and almost like a growling or like a grating vocal sound as it seems to narrow in on you guys. It's going to lunge again. So this time it's going to be an attack. Let me roll for this. I assume a 9 will not hit your armor class.
Nope.
So it'll lunge at you. It'll splatter against the wall. And for a second, it will seem as if it has stopped moving.
Maggie's going to turn to the woman, and she's going to be like, I want to leave. Please. How did you get in here?
She's already running.
Oh, okay, well, she's following. I feel like she was like, I want to, and she's gonna run.
Yeah, as you turn to see this, she's gone. She's dipped probably about 30 feet away from you. She's holding the torch, and she's just running to a general direction of light from which you can see in the long distance.
Maggie's gonna be screaming behind her, thanks for the warning! You could have told me you were running!
So, here's what's going to happen. Because as soon as you start moving, so is this slime. You are going to have 2 saves to make for your dexterity check. If they are below a 10, this creature will get an attack against you because it will be able to catch up. If you get above a 10, you are swiftly fast enough than this thing that it will not get a chance. So, are you ready for your first check?
Sure. I hate my life.
That is a 6.
I can use lucky 2 more times, so I'm using it again, because I am proficient in this. What the hell? That's better.
Okay. Now, you've used lucky, what, 2 times now?
Yep.
All right. So that leaves you with 1 more. So, give me 1 more dexterity saving throw. Now, this time you've been lucky successfully twice. This one will not be allowed to get a lucky shot. Your luck is only going to go so far.
Alright, here we go.
There you go.
There you go.
23. Didn't even need it. All right. So, You maneuver your way once or twice. This thing all but gets the jump on you. You're going to trip and you're going to fall. But as you get back up, you're going to find a good footing in the stone. And you're going to push yourself off just in time before it's going to kind of pounce on you, almost trying to chomp and gouge at you. But with that push off, it's not going to get a hold of you. And with that big old push that you get, you're going to propel your way down the corridor, way out of its range of capturing you. And eventually you guys are going to find your way to the gate that is going to have stairway up. She's going to be in the doorway itself, holding on to this great doorway with a lock, almost like a cell door. And she'll be waving at you, kind of, come on, let's go, kind of ushering you through the door. As you pass through it, this grate will close, and the slime will bash against it. Some of the slime will start to ooze through it a little bit, but the full body of this thing is not going to be able to pass as quickly as you would think. By that time, once the gate closes, it's going to puddle down to the floor, and then you're going to, if you're there long enough, it will smooth its way towards the water, get into it, and almost sink into the water as if it's disappearing.
Maggie wants to get the fuck out of here. She probably ran in through the door and kind of stumbled a little bit and rolled on the ground, and then she's gonna look at Flora. She's gonna be like, "What the hell is that?"
That is what I was going down to investigate. I had an odd feeling something weird was happening. I'm not sure what it is, but I plan to find out.
Okay. How long has it been down here?
I don't know. But I've had an odd feeling through the town for quite some time.
Like a corruption almost?
Maybe?
That looked more...
It's definitely foul, but I don't think it's corrupting the town. I think it is, in and of itself, dark.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I just... She's gonna stand up and straighten her clothing out and kind of clear her throat. And she's gonna be like, she's about to introduce herself, but then she's from the past thing. She's gonna be like, she's gonna stand there awkwardly for a second, but then she's gonna be like, "My name's Maggie," and she's gonna hold out her hand for a shake.
She'll shake your hand. Maggie McCallan?
Yes.
Sorry. No, you're a noble from a place that I come from, or close to come from.
Oh, yes. Where are you from?
Nowhere, and yet around the area of Dalesville, in the forest up north of it.
She's gonna slowly blink, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, okay."
We wander. It's just around that general area.
Maggie's gonna look a little nervous, and she's gonna be like, "Do I know anything about these people? Are they would I have to do a history check to be like, my family knows about these and warned me about these people, or are they a threat? You know what I mean?"
You can give it a history check. Off the bat, I would say no, nothing right off the top of your head.
It's an 18.
Your family has taken you up north. It's probably, let's see here, 3-4 days travel to the forest. They haven't necessarily mentioned anything about that forest that's dangerous other than, bears, the normal creatures. They haven't told you anything about any kind of wandering people or anything that could be potentially dangerous. So there's nothing off the bat that tells you that this person could be potentially dangerous. Though you would know that from traveling between Wellington, Eris, and even a little bit of Krokka, people would know you. Just because it's, you're a noble.
Yeah.
You're one of the only large noble families from Darylville. So it wouldn't be uncommon for somebody to know your last name if that was a quick guess. So what are you doing around Krokka? Is it the event?
Maggie's eyes are going to shift a little bit, and then she's going to be like, well, yes. Yes, and yes and no, but mostly yes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, no, please, go ahead.
Oh, no. I have to go soon, actually. I just got to meet some friends. Are you going to be okay?
I will be okay if I leave this tavern. I mean, not tavern, this area. Sorry, I just...
Yes, this would be quite a very bad place to have a tavern.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. She's gonna nervously look around and she's gonna be like, is this the way up? She's gonna like point in the opposite direction, not towards where the slugs were, but like off.
Up the stairs. Yeah. She'll nod. This'll take you to the lower end district. Have you traveled to Krokka before?
Yes, I went to the festival many times. Especially
Okay.
since when... Yeah, well, anyway. So Flora, what if you don't mind me asking, so I want to help you right now. I really would love to. When I am able to get a hold of my family, I will send people to try to help you figuring out what is going on here, because this isn't safe. Or I'll at least bring it up to the nobility in Krokka.
Maggie,
What? Yes.
I do have friends helping me.
Oh,
I'm afraid that it's a little bit more time sensitive, as it would be, to getting somebody to help. And I do have friends in the town, but not to worry. If all goes well, there's nothing that's going to hurt anybody. I know they're working hard right now to protect everyone as well.
she's like taking a step up to leave, and then she's like, like one foot on one of the steps. And then
she'll be traveling with you slowly as you guys talk.
Oh no, she stopped to say this. So she's gonna turn her body towards her and kind of give her this inquisitive look, like, what are you people looking into? Because, to be frank with you, I'm here for a time-sensitive issue as well.
I don't think it's my place to say. They don't really give me much information. In fact, as of recently, I was told to speak when spoken to.
Maggie's gonna nod slowly, and she's gonna be like, may I speak to the head of your order or your group?
They're currently busy. Today they've went out to meet a few people. I'm not sure what for. I just know that it's incredibly important, and I'm helping any way I can.
Maggie's gonna slowly nod as she starts to go back up the stairs again. It's really gonna, like, this information and everything that's going on right now down here is really starting to concern her, because, like, why would she? Because if her father even caught a whiff of this in his home, in his town, in the place that he ran, he'd have every wizard and everyone trying to figure out what the hell is going on, because this is potentially dangerous to his people. She's like not understanding why no one's doing anything about this. You know what I mean? Like, not into the extent of, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maggie's just gonna keep to herself as she goes back. She follows up the stairs.
Eventually, after 6-7 feet of stairs, you guys will come out to this wall leading into basically the sewers. But you will come out to a street that has to the side of it a stables, a couple of grates on the ground leading down a main street, which is in the lower end district, leading in towards the center of town.
No, you're good. Maggie would get nervous seeing that she's in the lower end of town because her parents and, Asan, who she's usually gone to the festival with, has always told her not to go down to the lower district because she is noble. So she looks really nervous at this point because, the horror stories that they give the nobility to be like, don't go down there,
Yeah.
So she looks nervous.
Maggie, I think it's here that we go our separate ways. It was a pleasure meeting you, I think is most humans would say. And I hope that you find the answers and the clarity you seek.
Same to you. She's going to look a little puzzled. And then she's going to be like, I hope you figured out what's going on here.
As do I. Have a good day.
Maggie's going to watch her leave. Like, I don't know if I trust you, but I have bigger fish to fry,
Yeah, she'll leave without a second thought.
Oh, yeah.
She's not even going to look back. She's not... she definitely doesn't seem in any means interested.
Oh, yeah, no.
At this point.
Oh, yeah, no, but Maggie is going to be happy that she kind of smells bad so that nobody would take notice to her. As she, out of her bag, she's going to pull out a cloak that puts over her head, which probably looks really fancy compared to everything else, you know what I mean? And she's trying to cover her face and quickly walk through.
Okay.
Going to any tavern that's close by, probably to try to get word of a tiefling with one horn. Kind of hard to miss.
All right. So, guys, at this point, I think this is a good place to stop for the night. And we will come back to this next episode.
Whoa.
Woo!
Woo-hoo!
Hi everybody, I'm Corey, I'm the Dungeon Master. I wanted to thank you again for coming to listen to this episode. We had a lot of fun recording it, and sure, you guys had a lot of fun listening to it. Don't forget to subscribe or like us on iTunes, Podbean, or Google Play. The more you do that, as I said earlier, the more we get people to be able to see us on their feeds. Check us out on Patreon. We have a lot of cool things there that we kind of bring out with every month. Behind the scenes kind of stuff. We have character infos and bios on NPCs and players, all that kind of nice stuff. You can also check us out on Twitter and Facebook. I know I like to send out a couple of polls throughout the month or throughout the week on just a couple of ideas that maybe it's a different game idea or a couple of ideas that people might come across while playing Dungeons & Dragons. If you have questions for us or any of our members, don't forget to send an email to opportunityroll, all one word, .podcast@gmail.com. We want to thank Purple Planet Music for all the music that we use during our episodes to create that nice atmosphere, and Kobold Press, as I know as of recently we haven't been using a lot of the monsters in there, but we have some nice things coming in the future that we're going to be pretty interested in what comes from that book. With that, I will see you lovely opportunists next episode. Just remember, keep your opportunities open.